What the fuck? Sorry? I'm annoyed. Why is it not pause? What the fuck? Oh my god, 3 times. Did you hear that fucking noise? What the hell? And then I gulp, please. Hello, welcome back. I really need to come up with like an actual intro because it's kind of stressing me out that I don't have one yet, but that's okay. That's okay. As I'm sure you can notice, we have a few things visually impairing the front of the camera, so ignore that, I ask. I wanted to change the scenery today, and by that I mean usually at this time I'd be in my bed watching TikTok, and today I'm deciding to actually lock the fuck in. So I need to, like, am I allowed to cuss in these, or is that gonna get me like demonetized? I'm not monetized, so that's not a worry. I don't know why I asked you that. Anyways, hello everybody and welcome back. I think this is the 3rd video that we recorded. Yeah, 3rd, so that's pretty cool. Let's address the elephant in the room. This is Happy. He's a fuggler. He's my favorite thing in the entire world. I begged for this for months and I got it for Easter. I named him Happy because one of my favorite songs ever is called Fish Called Happy, and he's a fish called Happy. To be very honest with you, I'm not quite sure what exactly I wanted to make this video about, but sometimes, this is why I started the channel in the first place, sometimes I get this overwhelming urge to just speak, and I realized that not everyone wants to have deep philosophical conversations 24/7. And unfortunately I do. So, you know, when you're that kind of person, you gotta find an outlet, and YouTube seems like a pretty cool outlet, especially because the only people who watch these are, you know, people I actually enjoy. So, why were you saying that? Because what if I like blow up in 10 years and then people come back and watch this and are like, you don't fucking like us? I can't cuss. I'm not monetized. Yes, I can. What the fuck? Tonight has been pretty serious, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's 12:31 a.m. on April 29th. Today's my mom's birthday, actually, so everyone shout out my mom. But yeah, usually, like I said, by this time I'm in bed, and I realized that a lot of that is, I wouldn't call myself a lazy person because I have a lot of drive, but I have, how do we word this? I have a few, like, physical conditions, I guess, that make it a bit harder for me to persist when I get tired, and I'm literally always tired. So you can imagine how that interferes with my everyday life and my ability to get my homework done. So, long story short, I'm failing like 4 of my classes, and I only have 6 of them, or 7. I have to pass those because I have literally 2.5 weeks of high school left. That's crazy to say out loud. But yeah, I mean, it's all really exciting stuff, but it's definitely getting down to the wire, and I'm feeling the effects of my unwelcomed procrastination that I don't even really cause myself. It's kind of something I just can't really shake, you know? But all that aside, we're here now. This is cracking me up. I think I'm gonna take it out. Wait, I'm gonna do like a magic trick with him. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Did that work? I really want to know if I edited that right or not. I'm not a very good editor. If you guys have watched the past 2 videos, I'm sure you've noticed that. Anyway, I got a little shrine going on over here. You guys can't see it, and I'm not going to move you because you're on the charger. But I have my Elliott Smith vinyl, which was playing. That's where you're at. You're on my record. I have my Constitution, my Bill of Rights. I have this little booklet that I literally have written, like, everything I know about government at all is in this booklet. So that's pretty great. And I have my prized possession, my Alexander Hamilton Funko Pop. My exams are next week. And I'm struggling, and I'm feeling out of place, and I'm feeling so incredibly overwhelmed. And I think I just found a topic. I did in fact just find a topic. Let's run that back. let's rewind. Let's go from the beginning. So, as I was mentioning, graduation real soon. My grades doing horrible, And I've kind of always been the type of person, when I was younger, and by younger I mean like honestly even a year ago, I was a person so deeply infatuated with the idea of being in love. It was literally my every waking moment. All I thought about was one day finding somebody that I was going to love forever, that was going to love me forever, and you know, that was it. That was what was going to be. And so I spent a great deal of my life in pursuit of that. You know, I dated weird people that I, one, shouldn't have been dating at the age I was at, and two, shouldn't have been dating, period. Um, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. For a really long-winded explanation to get there, but I think I should like format my, maybe if I planned what I'm going to talk about in videos, that would like help. Just an idea. Now, by person I want to be, I don't exactly mean that I have it all planned out, because not even a little bit. But I kind of just mean that I've never been good at finding balance between things. Like I said, love was the only thing I ever thought about. It consumed everything. All I wanted was to feel loved and appreciated and cared for. And now that I'm out of that, all I want is to achieve my goals. Now I kind of feel like I have no time for love. And by that, I mean, it feels like it takes up so much space in my life, and therefore takes up space that I could be using to pursue my goals. You know what I mean? I was talking to my AP Economics teacher, who is honestly my therapist, and he told me something a few weeks ago that really stuck with me. He told me the story about an old coworker of his who worked so hard to work his way up to, you know, have money and status and a business and all of these wonderful things that he really wanted in his life. And he told me that that coworker, is literally the loneliest person he knows. He put all of his time into working towards his goals that he had no time for anything else. So now that he's at the top, he's kind of there all alone. And if I'm honest with you, that's kind of something that I worry about for myself. Not because I don't think I'm capable of finding someone who loves me, but because I sometimes don't feel like I'm capable of loving somebody else. I know I feel like I always loop back to my parents in these videos, but I mean, damn, a lot of it is on them. That kind of makes me wonder back to my childhood when, you know, my parents never liked each other, and that was just kind of the way things were. And I mean, like, on top of my parents, too, I remember when I was younger, I used to be so scared of getting into a relationship because I would always think, and by younger, I mean, like, when I was, like, little, I would always think, like, oh, what am I going to talk to them about? Like, what if we ran out of conversation topics? What if there's nothing else to speak on? Then we just sit in silence, and, I mean, what happens then? Like, does that make us, like, not meant to be? Does that mean we're not meant to be together and we're not compatible? Like, all of these thoughts running through such a young head, coupled with this toxic home environment, they don't mesh very well. And so as you grow up, you become so dependent on this feeling of hope that you're going to find love, and it's going to be everything you ever dreamed of, and it's going to be like what you see in the movies, not like what you see in front of your own eyes, you know? And when you grow up with an expectation like that, with nothing to back it up, well, when you get to my age, it's kind of just all over. That's a way of thinking that I really want to shake. I've realized that I've adopted some pretty bad habits over the past year, both habits that I inflict onto myself, and also habits that affect those around me. And with this realization also came the thought that maybe I am the problem. That sounds so fucking stupid to say out loud, but yeah. The funny thing is, I wasn't always like that. You know what I mean? It's just such a difference. Even in this past year, where I've adopted this mindset of just not feeling like I'm made for love or anything like that, even within this time frame, part of me still yearns for it so bad. Part of me has still clung to that hope that I used to have when I was 12 and going into middle school, and middle school, and I was in freshman year with my first boyfriend, sophomore year with my second. I guess the point that I'm trying to reach, I'm kind of going in circles, I know. That's why I probably should plan these out, huh? But I guess the point that I'm trying to reach is that I feel that when I speak on this topic, a lot of people assume that I feel that I don't deserve love. And it's kind of funny to me, actually, because, I mean, when I was younger, that's exactly how I felt. I never felt that I deserved it, but it was something I wanted so bad. And now it's not even really a matter of deserving. I mean, it hasn't been for quite a while. Now it's more of a, how much can I give you before I literally can't give you anything more? Now it's more of Well, it seems I can't really find the words, can I? Per usual. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's actually quite late now. It was like 12:30 when I first filmed that, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning now. So it's probably why my brain's all haywired. On Saturday, I'm going on a hike with a really good friend of mine, and I'm very excited about it. And I think that is my why of the moment. One of them. You know, sometimes I take a second to reconsider all the self-pity I do, and this video wasn't exactly as good as the last two. Not to say that the last two were necessarily great, but they were a bit more thought out, and this one kind of wasn't. The moral of the story is love is all around us in literally everything, and just because you want to pursue something in your life that you think is more important than love doesn't mean that you can't find time to enjoy things when they come. I found myself in far too many situations where I let go of something I really wanted because I couldn't stomach the thought of having to let go of it when it was out of my control. So many times I have distanced myself from things that I loved, telling myself I didn't love them out of fear that I'd learned to love them too much. And I think that moving forward, even if I find myself in a situation like that again, which people don't change overnight, so I'm sure I will. Even when I find myself in the face of that sort of situation again, I don't want to be the kind of person who runs from it anymore. I don't want to run from love. I don't want to run from happiness. I don't want to spend my entire life feeling miserable because I'm scared to be not. I don't want to spend my entire life being miserable because I'm afraid of the consequences of allowing myself to be happy. If I spend 5 minutes happy and 3 minutes sad, that 2-minute difference, honestly, it can change everything. So I think moving forward, I gotta focus more on that 2-minute difference. That spare change, if you will. I had so much coffee and so many energy drinks, and I only have so much money. Like, it's a lot of money to spend on energy drinks every day. But anyway, I went on another tangent even after I said I'd stop. But anyway, for real this time, thank you for watching. I love you. I'm so appreciative of you, and I hope you all remember that love is a precious thing. It's a thing that's always gonna be scary, but it's a thing that all of us really deserve. Okay, for real this time, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Sleep tight, whatever you're doing. I hope this was fun to watch while you did it, and I'll be back in like a week or two. I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably won't upload next week, but maybe I'll do like double videos the week after that, because I have prom that weekend, and then that following week after prom is my last week of high school. So I'll get you guys some of that stuff. But that is all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. See you later.